Howdy everybody, Chris here. Once again we are back in the garage, and today we're going to be attempting to repair that diabolical run that I laid down on that Honda Civic in the last episode. And I'm using what I consider a radical technique that I've only really tried once or twice in the past. And quite honestly, I have absolutely no idea whether this run is going to come out or we're going to have to respray this quarter. What happened last week is on the last coat of clear on this quarter panel and door, I ran out of clear and I had to mix up some more. So I pour off some Finish One FC710 and I grabbed the wrong hardener. I grabbed a U-pull activator for the clear coat, and that's what caused these heavy diabolical runs. I hammered on the clear and this is the end result. A nasty, nasty run. The biggest run I've ever got in my career. And not only did I run it on the top or the middle of this quarter panel, I also laid down a curtain on the bottom as well. Now there's a few different ways you can do it. You could put a coat of icing, which is glazing putty, over this, smooth it out, and then you can really block sand it with like 600 or even 320 to knock down these heads. But that's the first thing we need to do, is we need to knock down these heads so I can use a razor blade to scrape it level and flat. Now, I never really liked the glazing putty technique. We may end up doing that, but I'm not going to start off with that. I'm going to knock it down with this 1200, knock down the heads with this 1200, and then we'll use the razor blade, see how flat we can get it. We'll start off with this line of runs because we've got two lines of runs here. We've got one going right here, right there, which is bad enough, and then we've got that curtain right there. I started to use my toll cut block with the 1200 on the heads of those runs. I quickly found that it's not working very well, so I switched over to the razor blade and concentrated on this drip that was coming out of the gas lid door. I knew that razor blade would level that out and take out that run, so I figured I'd quickly get rid of that, and then we'll switch over to the glazing putty. For this technique, we're going to use the USC icing. This is the product here. I'm going to leave links to all the tools and products I use in this video down in the description below. It does take a hard. We're going to mix it up till it's all one uniform color, and we're going to cover the runs and the heads of the runs. This is kind of a time-consuming process, but we want to be able to block these runs down without affecting the clear coat around it, if that makes sense. So as we're blocking this down, we're going to hit the runs first. When we're blocking, that'll shave down that excess clear coat. And theoretically, when we get that clear coat sanded down till it meets the rest of the clear coat and levels it out, we won't have damaged any of the clear around that run. That's the process. That's the thinking behind this. And to be honest with you, laying this on there, I'm not feeling real confident about this. It seems very barbaric. You just don't have a lot of great options with a run as severe as this. I started my sanding with 320 grit sandpaper on a small block. The last time I attempted this technique, I started out with 600 grit sandpaper, but it takes a really long time to block sand glazing putty with 600 grit, so I opted to start with 320 since it's a lot more aggressive. It's going to be a lot quicker, and we've got so many runs to sand out. But I was very careful to only sand on the glazing putty and not get outside that, because if I sand 320 grit scratches on the clear that we don't want to touch, then we're going to do some damage. We're going to have to end up repainting it. And really at this point, I'm thinking I'm repainting this anyway. This is where I started getting a little bit concerned and nervous that I might sand through this clear coat. But remember, you see where the end of those runs are? Everything above that is extra clear coat. That's heavy clear coat that's sagged down and created that run. I'm using 600 grit now. I've switched over to 600 grit wet. And I'm trying to stay only on the areas that have glaze on them, to remove that glaze first so I can block down to the clear coat. A little nerve-wracking here because if I was to sand through clear coat, this is where it would happen, and that means I would have to respray this quarter panel. I'm just finishing up the last little bit here, and once we get this finished up, we're going to move on to the door. I'm going to show you how to take out those runs with a razor blade. When I use a razor blade to remove runs or straight edge, I'll put tape on each end of that razor blade. Well, first I'll dull out that razor blade on the corners by scratching it on the concrete and just rounding that edge off. And then we'll put tape on the ends of that razor blade. That kind of lifts it off the panel when you're scraping. And that way you're just scraping the run. You're not hitting any clear coat around it because that's what you don't want to damage. But it's simple to tell when that run's removed because you just shave it down till it's all level. And then you need to block it just a little bit after that to level it out and make sure it's flat. So kind of just give you a rough idea of what we did here. So typically on some of these runs, when they create a head like this, like right here, there's a head right here on this run. There's a head right here on this run. We also had a head here and some big heads here, but typically what I'll try and do is shave them off, but this is a little bit soft yet. So what I'm gonna do is take some 1200 grit sandpaper and I sand down the head of the run just to get it to where I can scrape it with a razor. And then what we do, like I had a big run right here, and you can see that run there. We'll take this razor, I put a couple pieces of tape so it kind of lifts it off the, you don't have to do that. If you don't though, you want to sand down these corners, these sharp corners on the concrete or something, dull them out. But I like to do this because it lifts it up a little bit, and then I can scrape over the run and see how it just takes out the run. Shaves it down till once it levels out, you know that run is mostly gone, okay? So we're gonna just keep doing that. Had a big like drip right here. It wasn't real deep, but right there, shave it down. Clear has to be pretty hard to do this, so just keep that in mind. If you're trying to do it and it's fresh, I would wait. Because if it's soft, you'll peel up the clear in some cases. Okay, so right here we have the head. I'm gonna take that 1200, I'm gonna sand over it, knock down the head just so we can scrape it with the razor. Get all that soft clear sanded off. You could use 600 too, whatever you wanted to, but you don't really want to sand around it too much. You just want to knock off that head. Now what I'll go through and I'll scrape it with the razor. This is going to help keep it from peeling that clear where that head is. Now we got most of the run removed. I'm going to go ahead and sand that with 600. We're blocking it with 600. So I got hard block out that run with 600, and then I'm going over it with a Trizac sandpaper, the 2000 grit. We'll run over it with that Milwaukee DA, machine sand it smooth, and then we go over it with 3000 and I buff and polish it, and this is the end result on the run right near the door handle. Now we still have other runs on this door that we need to remove, but that's how you would attempt to take out a run, a bad run, and the process for that. Now I still don't know if that quarter panel is going to come out. We haven't polished it yet. We've cleaned it, it looks good, but until we polish and buff it, we won't know if that run's going to come out without burning through the clear. So let's go ahead and polish this and see the end results. Because we finished up blocking this with 600 grit sandpaper, I went ahead and block sanded it with 1000 and then 2000 to refine those scratches so we can go over it with the Trizac 3000 grit sandpaper and then buff and polish it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my 2000 grit Trizact paper on my Milwaukee sander, machine sand this smooth. I just picked up this Milwaukee sander. It's fantastic. I love it. If you haven't checked it out, you might want to check one out. They're kind of expensive, but really handy. So we're going to machine sand all this. I'm going over it with 3000 now to refine those 2000 grit scratches so it makes it much easier to buff. And here's what it looks like after the 2000 grit. Now, right now I'm inspecting this, looking it over, see if I can still see any runs, see if I have any areas where I broke through the clear coat. That's my main concern because then I have to repaint it. At this point, I think it looks good, so we're going to go ahead and buff and polish it. I'm going to use my rotary buffer with some CSI compound. This is just a finishing compound. That's really all we need when we got a 2000 grit scratch. And I may ran over this with 3000 grit as well. I'm not positive. I'll start off at a slow speed and work that compound in, and then I'll buff slow and methodically in a small area until I get that area corrected, and then we'll move on to the next square. Now I'm just going to look it over. We'll wipe it down, take a look at it, see if there's any areas we missed. Typically we'll have to buff over it again, but overall the run was removed. It looks really good. I do have a little bit more polishing to do to refine some of those scratches. I did find an area right there where I'm pointing at that's got a little sag there that we need to block sand out. So we'll take care of that off camera, and then we'll go outside and take a look at the finished product. Here we go, the car's all finished. It's outside. We replaced the fender, repaired the runs in the door, repaired the runs in the quarter panel, and overall, I couldn't be more pleased with this. Like I said, when I started this process, I wasn't sure these runs were coming out. I thought we were repainting it, but in the end, it turned out fantastic. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of great content. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you watching. And we'll see you on the next episode of Garage Noise.